25 offseason's been a busy offseason. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick two winners and two losers. There was a lot of action in the West this year, and I think a fairly obvious winner is the Denver Nuggets. They traded MPJ and a first round pick to the Nets for Cam Johnson. And then they also added more depth, adding Bruce Brown, who was on their championship roster when they won it all. They added Tim Hardaway Jr., who's a nice vet to add to that bench. And then they also added Jonas Valanciunas as a backup to Jokic. That one's more up in the air. He might go to Greece and play, but we'll see. I don't think anything's official on that yet.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you guys feel? Is that a winner?
I mean, I absolutely think it is. I don't think it's like maybe the craziest depth ever, but the fact that it's any depth is more than what they had. You know, I mean, when Jokic isn't playing, they're one of the worst teams in the entire league, and when he's on the court, they're incredible. So anything helps. So yeah, I agree with you.
Winner.
Yeah,
Absolute winner.
Mm-hmm.
definitely
Yeah.
winner. Biggest
Gotta
winner
be.
by far.
All right. Well, my second winner is another Western Conference team. Busy offseason for them. The Houston Rockets.
Mm-hmm.
They got their one option with Kevin Durant, trading away Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks in a pick that became Kamon Maluak. They did trade younger guy Cam Whitmore to the Wizards, but he never really was able to step into a full role for them. They re-signed VanVleet, re-signed Steven Adams, and then they also brought in Dorian Finney-Smith from the Lakers, which I thought was really interesting, and I think he'll be a lot of help for them if they go on a run in the playoffs because he's more experienced than a lot of the other rotation players on their team.
Fair enough. Makes sense to me. I agree with you. I mean, didn't have to give up too much for KD, and getting him on this team now that just won 50 games. I mean, you might as well count that as a win. So yeah, I'm good with that.
Winner. I actually had them as losers before the Finney-Smith deal. But now, because I thought they lost their, kind of their motto, their defense first type of, we're gonna outstrength you, we're gonna outmuscle you, we're gonna get in your head. But when you bring in Finney-Smith, now you got that 3-and-D guy just like Brooks. So, winner.
Fair enough.
Somewhat of a winner for me, but not the biggest one.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
All right. But I think I also forgot to mention they added Clint Capella from the Hawks. But I don't think that's super significant. For losers, I actually have the Lakers as my first one. They did add DeAndre Ayton from the Trailblazers. They did add Jake LaRavia and Adu Thero in the draft, but I just don't think that's enough. I watched them in the first round. There was more issues to be fixed than just getting a center, and it's not like Ayton's the greatest center in the world. I feel like they could have done better, and I feel like it just doesn't fill all the holes for them. I feel like it's just not enough.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense to me, really. I do like the choice to go get Ayton, in my opinion, but I agree. Watching them in that first round, I mean, they were getting so much hype behind them.
And on top of that, they lost Dorian Finney-Smith to the Rockets.
Yep. So I don't like what they've been doing. I'll put it that way.
Absolute loser. DeAndre Ayton, mid. The team has not one solid defender on it. The starting lineup has no defense whatsoever. Absolute loser.
I'm going to disagree. I think they're not complete losers. Like Ayton's a solid center than more people think. He provides a lot of upside. He can dunk. He's great in pick and roll, pick and pop situations.
Can't play defense though.
They have a defender in I think Jared Vanderbilt, right? So
Vando's a pretty solid defender.
Yeah, Vando's solid. Like he can fill in for that same role. So I think they just were missing a center overall, and
yeah, I'm more with Zach there here. I think the only loser for the Lakers is LeBron for opting into his player option and then complaining about not having a championship team. So they did as best as they could, I think. They got a good center. Yeah,
That's
not
fair.
much else.
Yeah.
I do want to say a backcourt of Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic is atrocious defensively.
That is true. That is true.
We could see Reeves being moved mid-season or something.
True.
Loser.
Right. And then my second loser, it's not anything they did. They didn't really do anything wrong, but it's just the Warriors because they've done nothing. They're basically running it back with the same team. They lost a center in Kevon Looney. He signed with the Pelicans. They're probably going to lose Jonathan Kuminga. Steph Curry's getting older. The championship window's closing. And I think they need more depth. I just don't think their current team's enough. And they haven't really gone out and got anyone. If they do happen to get Al Horford, that changes my opinion a bit. But as of now, I'm just not a big fan of what they've done this offseason.
Yeah, I don't have any complaints there. I mean, I think there's some that, in my opinion, have lost worse than that. But that's just like you said, the fact that they've done nothing is not good. So, no, it's just kind of like it's the meme of the poking them with a stick. It's like, come on, they're not doing anything. So,
yeah, I completely agree with all four of those teams, especially the Warriors. Like you said, championship window is closing. They have stars, but they're all on the back end of their careers, and they did absolutely nothing.
Yep.
You didn't get better. You might have got worse when you lose Looney. So, loser.
Fair enough. Well, I mean, we could all go through real quick and just give our 2 winners and 2 losers just really quickly. So, Savir, you can go ahead and start since you're at the top here.
Yeah, I would say Thunder are winners, and I would say the Rockets, same as Landon, are winners as well for obvious reasons for both those teams. I chose the Pelicans as losers because they're going to be a bottom 3 Western Conference team with no pick in the next draft. And then the other loser, I guess I would say, is Portland. They can't really decide on a direction. That's a team that doesn't get mentioned in videos at all, so I wanted to mention them. Like, you pick up Giroux for really no reason. You trade away a high upside point guard and don't really get much back for him. So kind of a confusing offseason for them. Like, they're trying to contend similar to the Pelicans, but they don't realize they're going to be bottom 4. So
yeah, fair enough. I agree with that. Yeah, my first winner, I had the Atlanta Hawks. I think the Hawks have been making good moves. I like everything that they're doing. I'm looking forward to at least watching them, giving Trae Young some help finally. So I like what they've been doing. And then my other winner was the Magic. I actually love the Magic, kind of seeing the East opening up and making a big trade. They definitely spent a lot, but I like the addition of Desmond Bane, and I think they kind of just got really aggressive seeing the East was open. My losers, the Brooklyn Nets, one of the worst drafts I've seen in quite a while. Just a horrendous draft. And then I really don't like the choice of trading MPJ or trading for MPJ and getting rid of Cam Johnson. I don't like that at all. And then my other loser is the Chicago Bulls. They are continuing to do nothing that helps them at all, and they just lost Lonzo. And I know Lonzo's injury prone, but I just don't like what they're doing. They still have Vooch, and they just shouldn't have him anymore. So Bulls fans are still stuck in purgatory. So yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Jack. Go ahead, Jack.
Oh, I was going to say mine, but if you got a comment, go crazy.
No, go ahead.
Oh, well, I have the same winners, Hawks and Magic, for the same reasons, basically. So I'm not going to say much more about that. And then losers, I have Warriors because they haven't done anything. And then Timberwolves. They lost their best defender, and I don't think they've made any major moves outside of that. And you just come off back-to-back Western Conference final losses, and then you lose your best defender. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's actually one I agree with. I'm gonna do one winner, one loser because I agree with like everybody else on the panel. One winner for me, Oklahoma City Thunder. Re-sign Chet, you re-sign Shai, you re-sign Dub, you just won a chip. I think that's a win. And a loser. Actually, I'm not. You guys covered all the losers for me. One more winner. I'm gonna shout them out. The New York Knicks filled out a lot of their depth. Jordan Clarkson, Yabusele, and they keep the same starting 5. So I think they're looking better with the depth now because they haven't had a bench in 45 years.
Hey, you gotta mention the coach change.
45 years.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Fair enough.